What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the JMatt Show. I'm JMatt. Of course, this is the JMatt Show. Here for another reaction, and today we got another Kevin Samuels video. Like I said before, man, I'm not really too familiar with Kevin Samuels. Really not until he got that viral moment with old girl telling her she average at best. And he was spitting a whole lot of facts and jewels in that conversation. But we're going to go ahead and get into this video, and we're going to hear Kevin Samuels define what a high value man is. Something I would like to kind of get into a little bit, because it's this whole like community on YouTube about like alpha males and high value shit. So let's hear from the horse's mouth as to what exactly this is, man. Let's hear what this high value shit is all about.
Welcome back. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional men's and corporate image consultant. My job is to make sure my clients look good, smell great, and are the best version of themselves each and every day. But who are we kidding? The reason you're here right now is because the term high value man seems to be everywhere. Full disclosure,
Facts.
I didn't create the term, guys. High value man has been with us for a long time. I have just put my own unique spin on it and kind of popularized it, and it has kind of gone viral. But here's the thing.
Damn, I just spit on myself. The fuck? You saying that shit? He said he helped people look good, smell good. I wonder if these little bottles on his desk is like cologne. That would be dope if he got his own fragrance line. That would be actually dope. Just to capitalize on like what you doing. Like if you have services that you could sell that has something to do with the business and the industry that you in, shit, that's just a plus.
So many people are talking about high value this, high value that. And many times they're actually talking about me and saying as though, well, Kevin said this or Kevin said that. And many people are getting it 100% wrong.
Well, tell us what's right.
In an attempt to make sense of all this, I want to give you guys the simple 6 basic principles that I define as being high value. Now, again, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying a high value man. So
what he's saying clearly is, it's almost seems like this is a generic term, high value. So you can have a high value man, you can have a high value woman. And I guess you can determine yourself how you define yourself if you consider yourself high value. Because so I guess he about to give his 6 requirements to be considered high value. We're going to go through these and see.
Your opinion is your opinion, but when I'm talking about it, this is what I'm talking about. So let's get it started. First of all, let's go over some basic definitions. High, great, greater than normal in quantity, size, or intensity. Value, the regard of something held to deserve the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. And man, an adult human male. So when you put all that together, what do you have? An adult human male that's greater than normal importance or usefulness to what? The group.
That's a pretty clear definition of high value. Now, the other part of that is you're going to have different varying opinions as to whether or not you're viewed as high value. Like you can have all this shit that you think about yourself, but that's only a self view. Like if you're not perceived as being high value, how does that work with when it comes to like your own view of yourself? Perception versus reality type shit. But like I said, I always feel like you should carry yourself as a high value individual. You should always look at yourself as someone that's worth or worthy of the best that life has to offer, if that makes any sense. You should never have your self-esteem, tank on empty. You know what I'm saying? You should always have that shit filled up. You know what I'm saying? Whether you need people to gas you up or you gassing yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Think highly of yourself day in, day out.
Economic principle states that the value of something is what a market is willing to pay for it. The value is determined by what? The market. And when we're talking about individuals, the market is other people, men or women. So a high value man is completely determined by the market.
I ain't know he was about to say that, of course, but he just kind of like verified exactly what I said. Your value is based on what people are willing to pay. If we're talking about monetary shit, but your value is a perceived value from those who are around you, those who are uh, coming in contact with you, or those that just see you on the internet. It's them who pretty much give you the market value.
Case in
That's a
point,
good point.
you can have a vehicle, a home, anything in your possession. You can hold it dear. It can be supremely important to you. But when you put it on the market decides. And there's an upper limit and a lower limit. It doesn't really matter if you think the low is too low or the high is not high enough. That's what the market is willing to pay for it, and that is its overall value.
Right.
That has been with us forever. So when we start talking about that, we're dealing with people. It really throws people off because it seems so cold, so calculated. But like it or not, that's the way the world is. So let's get into this whole high value man thing. Number one, in order to be a high value man, it starts with money. Again, like it or not, I didn't put the six figure thing out there. It's been with us since the mid 80s. And like it or not, that's where this whole thing starts. You can't be high value and homeless. So you have to make a certain amount of money. And the line is roughly at $10,000 a month adjusted for Atlanta dollars. If you live in San Francisco, LA, New York City, where the cost of living is higher than 100%, you need to adjust it. So
Now, I don't know if he live in Atlanta, but I don't want to say nothing crazy, but he looked like type of dude that be in Atlanta. I thought he was a New York City dude when I first saw his initial video with the average at best chick. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. The video was giving me like New York vibes. And maybe I seen something else where it was like a lot of traffic or something. Maybe he traveled a lot. Maybe I could be just assuming. But I don't know why he picked Atlanta for an example of how much it takes to be a high value man. Maybe because, you know what, I'm going to leave it there.
$10,000 a month gets the starting point off for high value. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just giving you what the world gave me. Number two, that money needs to be made over a length of time, i.e., performance. And that's roughly about 5 years. And about the 3 year mark, you're kind of starting to scratch the surface. Why does it need to be 5 years? Well, because, guys, it's a matter of consistency and stability. Look in the
Sound like
NFL,
some
the
stock market
NBA. Anybody can
evaluations.
have a great season, but having a great season does not automatically mean you're going to the Hall of Fame. They want to see consistent numbers over a period of time. You know how this works, just like I do in business. You can't be a one hit wonder or have up here and down there. Consistency, performance over a length of time. That's why the 5 year mark is so important. Like I said, around 3 years, you're starting to scratch the surface, but in 5 years, people can pretty much count on you to say, this person understands and knows how to get it done. Number three,
So he's basically saying you can't make $10,000 one month and then go on a slide where you making 3, 4, 5,000. Mm, mm, I guess I understand where you're coming from. Just showing the ability to perform on a consistent level. I can understand. I'm not gonna nitpick that too much.
is group acceptance. Like it or not, guys, high value man is like a fraternity. It's like a club, a secret society. And high value men know other high value men. They're welcoming men into the group. They know what it takes to be there. They know what it takes to get in there. And high value men, group acceptance is supremely important. Guys, secret societies, fraternities, organizations have always been with us. And you know how this just works in just general interaction. Guys that just make their own secret society or club, but it doesn't matter as much as somebody says that group is important. Guys, this is about separation. High value men tend to huddle around other high value men for reasons I'm going to go into a little bit later. But group acceptance is another critical component.
I like what he's saying as far as the group aspect of it, where birds of a feather flock together type mentality. That's a fact. But I don't like the word acceptance. That's something that, I don't need nobody to accept me. And I don't need another person to validate, or not another person. I don't need a group of people to validate me being of high value. I don't need you to accept me. I am high value. So whether or not you accept me or not, I'm in that group, fam. Like, that's just how I rock. Like, I don't need another. I don't need a group to accept me for me to further validate my sense of high value. So I understand the group aspect being a sense a way to bolster that perception, but the acceptance part, I don't give a shit if you accept me or not. I'm in the group.
Critical component of being a high value man. Why is group acceptance so important? Because the next part, a network. You have to have a network of other high value men and others. This is another stumbling block for a lot of guys, for a lot of people, because they may have the money, even the length of time. They may look like they fit the group, but if they don't even have any other high value contacts or a network, a group of others, that person's going to be looked at with a side eye. Think of it like this. If you're sitting at the table with 10 high value men, and each of these 10 men has 50 contacts, that's 500 contacts, and you sit at the table and you have twice as much money as any other man on there, but you have zero contacts.
I see what he's saying again, but I don't even see that as a possibility. I don't even see how you could be a high value man with the first three aspects of what he said, but then not have a network. It doesn't even make any sense. It seems like those things just go together, unless you just some type of recluse and you just don't, come outside. You just don't buy. You just don't deal with people. I don't understand how you could first off obtain that level of income on a monthly basis and not have any contacts of other people that are able to do the same thing. Like, I just don't even see how you could have a group of people that are of the same value or worth as you, like you in the same circle, but you don't have contacts or a network. It just don't make any sense. That one don't make no sense. But I do understand what he means. You do have to have a network. I feel like those things are they go hand in hand.
What can you effectively get done other than throw money at it? These other men can make phone calls, exert influence, move things to get things done, and you can only do what? You can only do what? Offer money and potentially feed off that network of contact. One thing high value men know and understand, that time is what's important. And building a network that actually works for you is extremely important. In some areas, it's called a book of business. A book of business can make you successful here, here, and here. Your contacts, your network is your net worth. You've heard this before, so you cannot underestimate how important having a network of high value men and other people is to your status as a high value man. After the network, we got to have the visibility. Guys, your income and your position has to be LinkedIn level. Think of it like this. This person says they're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. This person is head of thoracic surgery at Johns Hopkins. This person is VP of Mergers and Acquisitions at Bank of America. And then someone says, "Hi, I'm an entrepreneur." Three of those four people, at a glance, we can pretty much estimate who they are, what they do, and their relative importance in the overall socioeconomic structure. The fourth person, more information is needed. There's not enough visibility, not enough transparency. To be a high value man, it needs to be at a glance. Again, your position and your income. Guys, you may have a lot of money, but if it's coming from sketchy areas, no one can kind of understand where it's coming from. That does not give other high value men or even the public any kind of.
So it sounds like what he's saying is don't be the type of person that's getting money or your level of influence from sketchy activities. Basically, he's saying if you're a dope boy, you are excluded from this conversation. That's basically what he means. If you making money doing illegal activities, then you're excluded from my perception of what he's saying from this element of being a high value person because it eliminates, I guess, your credibility and the sense of being trustworthy. And I guess if you're not trustworthy, how can you have a network of people around you that are willing to share in business or their wealth or context? I can understand that, but I don't know if that's as important as the other ones, which makes sense because he put it at number 5.
real confidence that you are who you say you are. Again, guys, it's about the market. It's what the world is thinking. They got to know at a glance that you are a high value man. And the sixth part is probably my favorite part, guys. A high value man is useful to others.
Wait, so before we even move on, that's like a social media aspect to it, which is super important nowadays because, but that's also one of those things that can trick people. You can look at someone on social media and you can think that they got money, or you can think that they had the lifestyle of a high value individual, but they really only have a good cameraman, or they really have just a good person that knows how to edit well. So that's a caveat to it as well, where you can actually fake a whole lot of people out. But I like that he's throwing out these six, because if that element doesn't check out, you go to the other ones on the list and you'd be like, fraudulent. This dude is not somebody that is who they say they are.
The group. A lot of times you hear people say, I don't want to be used. I don't want to be used. No, I want to be used. Why? Because that means I'm useful. High value men are in demand and useful. Their presence
I
is
like that
felt
one.
when they're there, and their absence is felt when they're gone.
I like that one.
That is how you know you're really a high value man.
I like
How
that.
you can move things, your ability to influence things, and that is your relative usefulness. In economics, it's called UTILs. How useful are you to the group? Again, there's no high value homeless, neither are there any high value loners. If you have all these resources, all this stuff, but it's all hoarded for your own selfish ends, and no one can benefit from your money, your network, or anything you have, how valuable are you to the group, to the world, to other people?
Definitely agree.
That's what this comes down to. High value men are in demand and useful to other people. As I said at the beginning, high value is all the rage, all the buzz right now. I didn't make it, but I want to clarify what I mean when I'm talking about it. The six basic.
So that was it, man. That was his six basic principles or criteria for being a high value man. I think those, maybe those apply to women too. I don't know if there's if it's any women watching this. Let me know what criteria y'all have for determining if you're a high value woman. I think that's a good conversation to have as well. So I appreciate y'all watching this video. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're rocking with your boy JMatt, I love and appreciate all of y'all. Stay tuned to the next one, man. It's the JMatt Show. Be out of here.